So I completed my bachelor's in computer science from India, and after my studies I decided I want to do my further studies in Canada. And I remember at the very beginning of the process, I went into this state which is technically called as analysis paralysis. If you don't know what analysis paralysis means, it basically means when you are confused between two or more options and you can't decide which one is better for you. It generally happens when you are shopping online or something. I mean, when you are confused between two or more similar products or similar models and you can't decide which one you should buy based on price and other contributing factors. In my case, it wasn't online shopping or something. I was struggling between choosing a career. If you click this video, that basically means you are in the same situation as I was. I mean, you are in the same confusion whether you should go for a master's program at some university or you should go for postgraduate diploma program at some college here in Canada. And keeping all those things in mind, I decided to make this video so it can be a last resource for anyone who is similarly confused between choosing either of these two. And just so I don't get lost, I've taken some notes so I don't end up speaking random things like other videos and blog posts. I want to share my own experience as well as I want to provide you fact-based information. So let's talk about the first thing. So in order to solve this confusion, you will have to first understand who is making you confused. And based on my research, it can be either of these three things. It can be A, consultants or study abroad agents or whatever you call it in your country. It can be B, your friends already studying in Canada. Or it can be C, you yourself. I mean, you just started the process and you want to know a basic difference between both of these options, and there is no contributing factor like consultant or your friends in Canada. But if it's A or B, consultants or your friends in Canada, then we need to talk more about it. In my case, it was a mix of all these three options. I remember I tried this consultant and I paid like huge amount of money to that consultant, and like after 1 or 2 visits only, I realized there is something fishy going on with that consultant. Like my own research helped me tremendously to get rid of that consultant and possibly save my whole career. So let's talk about the first option, which is consultants making you confused. The first and very basic thing that you need to know, and you will have to digest this thing from this video, that is a consultant or a study abroad agent, they will never ever insist you on going for a master's program at university. In fact, they will do the opposite thing, which is they will always enforce you to go for a postgraduate diploma program at some college. Sadly, not many people know about it. They don't know the reason behind this thing, why they do that. But I will tell you, right? They do it because they get commission from the colleges. I mean, whatever tuition fee that you pay, they get 15 or 20 or at best case is 30% commission from your tuition fees, and that's the reason why they force you to go for PGDP courses. From university or master's program, they don't get anything, and that's why they tell you bad things, or they basically try to brainwash your mind so you follow their instructions and end up basically ruining your career. I'm not saying that diploma programs or postgraduate programs are bad for yourself, but master's program are slightly better and they have like more weightage to your career and in your resume as well. Now let's talk about the other option, which is B, your friends in Canada who are making you confused. In my case, like I had many friends in Canada and they were doing PGDP courses. I had like very few people doing masters at universities. When I asked my PGDP friends, they basically told me very good things about PGDP programs. They gave me very biased opinions, what I would consider. I'm not judging my friends or I'm not judging any people personally, but that's what I felt, right? I mean, the way I see it is like, you know, my friends committed a mistake and they wanted me to do the same thing just so they can console themselves. On the other hand, I had some PGDP friends who told me very true things about the mistake they committed, and they told me that don't commit the same mistake. Your profile is good for university and you should try universities and you should try master's program at universities if you can get in. He admitted that consultant basically ruined his career, and he was also like, he had more awesome profile than I had. Still, he ended up getting into college. If he had to do all these things again, then he would definitely choose master's program. That's what he told me basically. Now let's talk about the last reason, which is you are being confused on your own. I mean, there is nobody bothering you or there is no contributing factor to it. Then we'll have to talk about solution for this confusion, right? So in the case of you being confused on your own, I will tell you some steps that you can follow in order to figure out which one you should go for, right? The first thing that you need to do is you need to evaluate your profile. And at the very high level, there are only few factors which decides whether your profile is good or bad. I mean, I would classify profiles in three categories, which is awesome profile, a very good profile, and not bad profile. Remember, there can be no such thing as a bad profile, right? If somebody is telling you that you got a bad profile, then tell them to go away and mind their own business. So the first thing which matters in your academic profile is your CGPA or percentage or whatever you are calling in your country. The second thing which matters in your academic profile is your failures or CATs or again whatever you are calling in your country. The third thing is your IELTS score, and the fourth thing is the work experience or any amount of internship experience that you have. There are many factors, but these four are the basic things that you need to know. Admission committee board in any college or any institute, on high level they take a look at these four things and then they go forward with your letter of recommendation and other documents, right? So let's talk about what can be an awesome profile. So if you have 70% or 6.5 to 9 CGPA in your bachelor's or whatever highest level of education you have, and you have no backlogs, no failures or no CATs or whatsoever, you have more than 7 bands in IELTS, and you have some internship or work experience, then I would classify it as an awesome profile. In this case, forget the confusion, don't even think about diploma or PGDP courses, and just go for master's program. Trust me, you will not regret it. I mean, if you go into some PGDP or diploma courses with this profile, then trust me, people are gonna laugh at you basically. I mean, there can be many reasons, or people will come to you and they will force you to go for PGDP courses, but the reality after coming here is, some people know the true fact why they are into PGDP courses, and the fact is they couldn't get into masters, that's why they are there, and they know if they would have gotten into master's program, they wouldn't do a PGDP course, they would surely go for a master's program. And if you do something which they wanted to do but couldn't do, then they basically gonna question you, like, what made you to come for a PGDP course even though you were eligible for a master's program at some high tier university. Yeah, if you're an awesome profile, then I would not target like low tier universities. I would try top tier universities like University of Toronto or University of Waterloo, University of British Columbia, or some other universities similar to that. University of Alberta can be in the list as well. Trust me, with a profile like this, you have super high chances to get into these universities. Now, let's talk about what is an above average or a very good profile, right? So, if you have 60 to 70%, and if you have no backlogs, or at max you have just one backlog or failure or CAT or whatever you call it in your country, and you have at least 6.5 bands in IELTS or similar English language proficiency test like TOEFL or anything like that, and you have no work experience or you have got a little experience under your belt, in that case I would classify it as a very good profile or above average profile. And guess what, you still have a profile suitable to universities. So if somebody says you can't get into universities with a profile like this, then it's not true. Trust me. In fact, I had a similar profile and I managed to get offer letters from University of Windsor, Concordia University. I got offer letter from, there was one university called Pellin Dickinson University or FDU or something in Vancouver. I got an offer letter from there as well, all three universities for master's program. From University of Windsor I got masters in applied computing. From Concordia University I got masters in information systems security or something like that, and at FDU as well it was masters in computer science. At the end I decided to go with University of Windsor because they offer internship, paid internship in last semester, and you get to make real good money with that, so why not, right? Now let's talk about below average or just good or not bad profile. As an example, if you have less than 60 percentage or very bad GPA, if you have got few backlogs or failures, or you messed up in your bachelor's, you got 6 IELTS bands or less than that, you have no work experience at all, then I would classify it as a below average profile. In this case, I would avoid wasting my money on university applications, and I would opt for PGDP level courses, I mean postgraduate diploma courses or any certificate level courses. But one thing I would keep in mind is I would target to be near to Toronto or anywhere in Ontario. I would surely prefer living near GTA or studying near GTA. However, if I had a profile like this and I was at your place, then I would surely gamble my money on some master's program in my field at Lakehead University. Not many people prefer this university. I mean, it's not that bad. I don't guarantee you that you will get into Lakehead University with a profile like this, but you've got some chances with a profile like this. Not many people prefer Lakehead University because of the location, Thunder Bay. Now let's talk about the lies that you will be encountering while doing your study in Canada process. So the first lie that many people encounter, and that the lie that I encounter the most, is university have super high fees as compared to colleges, or master's program are very expensive as compared to PGDP courses. Anybody can speak anything, right? I mean, they have a right to speak. But the thing is whether you should believe it or not, right? I remember like at least 10 or 15 people told me this, that university have higher fees as compared to colleges, but I didn't believe them. What I did is like I did my own research, and I went to on university websites or college websites and made a spreadsheet of their overall tuition fees, and I didn't see that much of a difference as people complained about it. But yeah, like as far as I know, I paid 28,000 Canadian dollars for University of Windsor, and some of my friends who completed their PGDP courses from colleges like Humber College or Seneca College and other colleges in Ontario, they paid the same amount of money, nearly 25 or 26,000 dollars. And trust me, like the difference that you will be paying, like even if the university has $5,000 more in terms of fees, then it's well worth it, because it adds a lot of value to your resume and your career. The quality of education that you will be getting for masters, it's well worth it over $5,000 or whatever the difference is. The second lie is very interesting. I mean, I really laughed at this when I first about it, which is you will encounter people who will be telling you that you will only get professor jobs if you have a master's degree, whereas if you want to get corporate or real jobs, then you will have to do PGDP courses. It's not true at all. I mean, let's talk about my own experience, right? I did my master's and I'm not working as a professor or anything like that. I'm working as a web developer here in Toronto, and I know many of my friends who did their master's and they're not working as a professor either. I know at least like 100 of them from my university, and none of them are working as a professor as far as I know. Whereas I have some colleagues as well who did their PGDP courses and they are working with me in similar positions, right? So it doesn't depend on your degree or anything like that. It depends on your skills and the projects you did or what you can do for the company basically, right? So don't believe in this particular lie, and just be logical about it and try to derive your own solution for it, right? So in conclusion, I'm not telling that either of them is bad. I'm not telling that masters is bad. I'm not telling that PGDP is bad. It's just while doing this comparison or being confused, you are comparing apples to oranges basically, right? What I mean to say is, if you have a profile suitable to master's level courses or master's level programs, then you shouldn't even think about PGDP courses, right? Whereas if you have a bad profile, or did I just say bad profile? No, a profile can never be bad. So if you have like below average profile, then you should opt for PGDP courses. There's nothing wrong with that, but don't opt for PGDP courses coming in wrong influence of somebody like consultant or your friends. Go for PGDP courses if you cannot get in master's level courses. Always prefer a master's program, and don't believe in the lies that I told. Like I just talked about only 2 lies, but there are many lies. If you know about it, just comment down below and let other people know about it so they don't end up ruining their career, right? Let me see if I missed anything. I guess I covered everything. I hope that it helped you solve your confusion or your analysis paralysis situation like me, and I wish you the best. So guys, if you found this video helpful, then please do give it a like. Also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I've got so many things planned out in terms of Canada visa application, and if you want to know anything in particular, just comment down below and I will try my best to answer every question I could. Thank you very much for watching.